she was doing these flips with like a bald head, and it's like if I was trying to play Mortal Kombat. Do you know what I mean? It was like, "Apple!"
In today's episode, we're talking about the meme fest that is Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, some PlayStation news, some Xbox news, a sexy new Xbox, Microsoft tried to buy Nintendo, the Nintendo Direct, and the PlayStation Showcase. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get stuck in.
17.
Episode 17. We're almost there. Welcome to episode 17. My name is Graham, and as always, joined by the rugged handsomeness that is James. James, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
So we've actually got a lot of shit to talk about, so I think we should just jump in because there's a lot of hilarity in this one. And the first thing we're going to start with, because we're just laughing about 2 minutes ago, is the audacity that is fucking Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch.
Oh,
and I'm fucking laughing at this, and I love Nintendo, and I support them for fucking everything. But when I started seeing the screenshots of this, I was like, "What are you doing, man? What's going on?"
I have no clue what they were playing at with this, but this has been the best meme I've seen in a long time. This is just absolutely amazing. Like the pictures that they've released of the Switch version running, and there's been videos going up, YouTubers going crazy. It's absolutely hilarious.
It's fucking
just like
ridiculous. It's like GTA remake style fucking shit. It's like they tried to remake Mortal Kombat 1, and I don't know, they must have done. It must have been like 4:30 on a Friday, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, we need to get this out for Monday."
They're like PS2 graphics.
They're not even fucking PS2 graphics. It looks like fucking Alone in the Dark on the Wii. That's literally when I saw Johnny Cage. That was the first thing I thought of. Was fucking hell. This looks like Alone in the Dark. This is like some Wii shit.
Oh, honestly, like it really is like some Wii stuff.
Oh man, it's so fucking hard to fucking
I
be
know.
like, oh well, at least you tried Nintendo. You fucking didn't try it this time.
I don't think they did. I mean, whatever they were using is definitely archaic to try and get this up and running on the Switch. I mean, like fair play, they've tried, but this is just not acceptable.
But the thing is,
I would be so annoyed if I paid 70 quid for this.
70 fucking beans for this. This is the same graphics as that fucking game that was fucking mind the Last of Us one that I downloaded. Yeah. It actually looks like the same fucking character models for that. But the biggest thing for me was the fact that like I never played Mortal Kombat 11, but I kind of checked to see how well it run. And even that's better than this. Yep. Like it still ran at like 60 FPS fairly consistently on the Switch. So it should have been the same engine, surely. I don't know what they've done. They've taken like 10 steps backwards for some reason.
I have no
The one that annoys me the most is like somebody commented saying like fucking, because I'm guilty of saying this, which is why it fucking hit close to home. Where it was like, Nintendo users say graphics don't matter. Nintendo, we hear you loud and clear. And then it's fucking and I'm like, oh.
And then you do this.
Oh.
But literally, there's been I watched one video where Sindel's hair didn't even load in, so it was just like she was doing these flips with like a bald head, and it was like if I was trying to play Mortal Kombat. Do you know what I mean?
It's just everything's just Johnny Cage, just Johnny Cage's face. Like,
I know. It's
what are you doing?
It's bringing all of the memes, and I am all for it.
I am all for it as well.
Hilarious.
As much as I love Nintendo, I am fucking more than happy to call this kind of shit out because it's too fucking funny. Like, and I was so fucking supporting it. I've always got Nintendo's back, and I'm always supporting. Yeah. But Jesus Christ, this is hard.
You're a fanboy, and not even the fanboys can protect this.
I wouldn't say if I was even. I wouldn't. No, that's a fair statement. That's a fair statement. I would say I was a fanboy. I was going to say I wouldn't be a fanboy because I'm no fan. I'm no backing this. But this is good for if they release this at like 20 quid, then maybe. But like something fucking, there's going to have to be either some recall or some kind of fucking massive fucking update.
I honestly do not know what they were thinking with this. I mean, like the guy has got to be fired. Who went? Do you know what? I'm just gonna test this and make sure it will work. Yeah,
ship it out, lads. It's fine.
Yeah,
Nintendo Switch players, they didn't worry about graphics, so it'll be fine. Go on.
Yeah, they already know what they're in for. You know what I mean?
Oh my fucking like, 70 fucking beans, like.
Oh,
fucking hell.
Heartbreaking.
But anyway, it's funny, like, because we've got very few Nintendo news today. Albeit there was a Nintendo Direct there last week, and there was a State of Play last week, which both happened after we recorded last week's podcast. So we're a week behind, and we're going to talk about today.
Yep.
But first,
we'll talk about it a bit later in that, or are we talking about it now?
No, there's a few things before that we're talking about.
I think we should bring up, though, a bit of Sony news, because, my God, so I've already kind of alluded to this, because it's all a bit crazy out there, and you talking about being a Nintendo fanboy and struggling to support them with the decision on Mortal Kombat. I am a Sony pony, and I am a Sony pony, but even I'm like, what are you doing, PlayStation? Like, what is the reason for this? Because they have now increased their monthly subscription service by a hefty amount. So I pay for the premium, which, you know, in dollars was $119.99, and now as of the 6th of September, they have hiked the prices up to $159.99. Now I do intend on doing a little video talking about this a little bit further, but this is just outrageous. Like, why are you now hiking up the prices? I know there's inflation, I get that, but like,
but there's nothing really for it. There's nothing really. They're just like, here, give you some of your freedom bucks there, you owe us. And like, I was kind of trying to justify it, because I saw that they added like loads of new games to the library, but then looking at the games, like, there wasn't really a whole pile of stuff there that I would play. Like, there wasn't really anything new.
I'm looking at this now, and I pay for the premium because I want to play retro games on my PS5. You know, I want to be able to just jump on and be like, yo, I want to play Ape Escape.
But it's still a tenner to play Tekken 2.
It's still a tenner to play Tekken 2. Who does that? Who does that? Bloody not Nintendo, that's for sure. But I know.
Tekken 2 would barely be able to run on the fucking Switch compared to fucking looking at Mortal Kombat 1 now. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. But honestly, I don't understand the rationale. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. They're all very confused. Why are you doing this? Especially when you've got competitors like Game Pass. Do you know what I mean? That seems to be like such a really good service. You know, you get some really good games for not a great deal of money. I think I pay for that purely because of the PC stuff. And I think it's like a tenner a month, something like that. It's not a lot.
And it's even it's across PC and Xbox, like, so you've got two effectively platforms to play them on.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, I'm a bit confused as to the rationale behind this, and it's upset a lot of people. Loads of people are going, yeah, no, screw that. I'm cancelling my subscription. And do you know what? I'm kind of a bit like, well, I don't really blame you. It's a service that, you know, it is very lackluster. Do you know what I mean? It's there's not a great deal there. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty there, but like, I want to be able to play PSP and, you know, PS2 games on there and PS3 games on there. But like, the titles that they've put on there are a bit, yeah.
Like, even then, like, an extra £60 a year just doesn't justify playing PS2 games. Like there's they've increased everything, and there's no reason as to why. They've literally just went, give us more money, and that's it. There's
because the price of inflation is there.
But even then, like, there's
capitalize. God, I couldn't speak that.
But even then,
capitalize on it. Yeah.
That's going to drive people away further, because people have got fucking rent to pay for, they've got food to buy, they've got fucking kids to look after. And they're not going to go like, fuck. It's only £60. It's only £60 a year. Aye, fair enough. Couldn't give a fuck. Like, but that's still £60 a year. Like, that's still £15 a fucking month or whatever it is for.
And you don't mind paying it if it means that, you know, you're going to use it and you're going to get value out of it. But I just feel like at the moment it's not really there. Do you know what I mean? It's not really something that is going to be too much of a pull for people. So I don't blame a lot of people for going down that route of being like, yo, I'm going to cancel this. This is ridiculous.
You want to keep yours active?
Well, I mean, to be truthfully honest with you, I'm probably going to downgrade a level, because, again, I'm at the point where I'm just like, why am I paying for this service? Unless something changes between now, because I pay yearly, so I just pay the full whack all in one go. But if there's nothing by that time, I'm probably going to at least downgrade. Do you know what I mean? Because I do use my PlayStation, and I do use the online, and download games with it and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not paying that much extra for that. I mean, even if I downgrade though, that's the ridiculous thing. So back before they increased the prices, this was around about $99 for the middle tier. Now that is up to $134.99, which is still more expensive than what I paid last year for the premium. So unless they sort it out, I'm not paying those sort of prices either. Like I'm the demographic. I'm the Sony pony over here saying that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just no.
Because I get the essential just kind of off and on every now and again. Like anytime we're talking about playing Bloodborne or Elden Ring or whatever, like that's the only time I really buy it. That's the only time I really get. Other than that, like I wouldn't be fucking shelling out 160 freedom bucks a year to fucking sit and have an online fucking catalog that I'd hardly play.
But no, it's quite sad. It is sad.
Because like again, like when you're talking about Game Pass as well, like Game Pass seems to be absolutely fucking nailing it lately.
Well, it's funny you say that because I hadn't been on Game Pass for a little while, and I went on there. I think it was actually yesterday or the day before, and I was looking through, and that was it. It was yesterday because I thought Lies of P was out today. It came out yesterday.
So I was like,
oh. Yeah, no, it was just out yesterday. Apparently, that was the normal release date. I didn't.
I thought today was the release date.
That's what I thought. But no, it turns out that and it's on Game Pass. It's day one. You know, it's that's where you can play it. So I'm a bit like
seems to be Game Pass that's getting all like the day one releases, like all the good ones. Because Sea Stars that you were talking about came out.
That is out day one on PlayStation.
That came out day one.
But,
that came out. Even then, like
Game Pass.
It's not a fucking. It's not a day one on PlayStation, and a week later on Game Pass is day one everywhere. Like, but again, like Lies of P was a big one for me. Like, so I'm probably going to get that the weekend. Like, because the thing is, like, Game Pass again is like a tenner, and like I'd pay a tenner to have Game Pass for a month to play Lies of P, and then I would just leave it until we start playing Gears of War again. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't keep them going. Well, but it seems to be Game Pass are getting all the kind of day one stuff, all the big games like Gotham Knights and even like Payday 3 and stuff like that would be kind of big ones. Like there's nothing like that for PlayStation. Like they're not what to have any of their exclusive PS5 games day one or anything like that. Even though they'd be like about fucking 200 gig fucking updates or whatever, or downloads or whatever. Take you fucking months.
I think that's just the state of digital gaming at the moment anyway, like that. But you know, they have announced that they're bringing out some new games for the service, but again, it's not really anything crazy that's really setting me off. You know, it's like, so I'll just list off some of the games now that they're adding. They're doing the 13 Sentinels game. I've never played that, nor am I really that bothered. It looks like a weeby game, but whatever.
I thought you'd love that.
What's that?
I thought you'd love that. Looks like a weeby game. I didn't play the game.
Listen, I have got so many games that I need to catch up on.
Many weeby games.
I don't need another. Call of the Sea, Civilization 6, Cloudpunk, Contra Rogue Corps, Nier Replicant, Odin Sphere is a good PS2
Rogue Corps is atrocious.
Yeah, I've never played
that.
The
fact that even advertising that is like,
I know.
It's a piss take on Contra, basically.
It's a really good one, though. You're going to love this game.
The
Paw Patrol, the movie, Adventure City Calls.
See, it's annoying because I actually bought that game 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did you really?
Aye. So
I didn't even know that.
Had I known that, I didn't actually. But funnily enough, the only game when I had fucking PlayStation, the Essential subscription thing, there's only 2 games that got played, or 3 kinda. Was Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Paw Patrol, which Oren has nearly platinumed, by the way.
Good lad.
And I started playing Final Fantasy, and then that was it. And then nobody was playing it.
What about Days Gone? I've seen you playing that.
I've got the disc for that, anyway. That was the disc.
Fair
no, wait, no, it was on Game Pass, but I've got the disc anyway, so that doesn't matter. It's just because it was there.
Well, listen, you could go back and play some Planet Coaster, Sniper, Ghost War. These are all just whatever. They've got Star Ocean, which is a very, very hit and mix series, but it's JRPG stuff. And you got that. What is it? 2, 3, 4, 5 Star Ocean games come in. Tales Noir. This is my point is that all
Tales
this
Noir.
Just Ooh. It's all just. Do you know what I mean? There's all fluff. It's all fluff. There's the only decent one that I'm really pulled to. No, there's two ones there that I would be pulled to even be bothered playing, which is Odin's Sphere and Nier Replicant. But
even then,
do you know what I mean?
Too pushed like
where's the PS2 games? Where's all the good stuff? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you want to play Civilization.
It's on your Miu Mini
6. It is on my Miu Mini. Oh my god. But I know you want to play Planet Coaster as well, but it's just a bit
That's my favorite game.
Ugh. So yeah.
So recently in our chat there, Chris, as you pointed out to me there 2 seconds before we started recording, there's a new Alexa looking fucking Xbox that's been leaked. And
you say Alexa, I genuinely horrendous. This looks like a router to me.
Looks like a fucking flashlight
router. A flashlight.
Fucking 100% what it looks like.
I bet those Microsoft boys will be loving that.
Sure, that's what the fucking 3-inch hole in the middle's for, like. For the
probably.
Fucking Xbox. But
definitely.
Digital only, I don't know how pushed. See, again, I don't know how pushed. I've never been Xbox. Xbox was literally the last of the three for me to get. It's always been Nintendo, and then it was Nintendo PlayStation, and then it was Nintendo PlayStation, and then Xbox every now and again. Like, I really only go Xbox for Gears of War. Like, that was the only kind of reason I got a 360 in the first place.
I mean, let's be truthfully honest with you. If you've got a PC, why do you even need this thing? Why? What is the benefit? I mean, some of the things that they're talking about. This is only leaked, by the way. So this isn't confirmed, but you know, they're talking about the increase in the Wi-Fi capabilities. Obviously, if you're having a digital device, you're going to need decent Wi-Fi chips in there. You know, USB-C ports. I mean, they're selling it, or reportedly selling it for $499. I mean, that is just beyond. They got, you know, all the PSU power reductions and all the rest of it. It's all just a bit naff, to be honest.
It's coming with a refreshed PlayStation, refreshed Xbox controller. It draws less power.
Yeah, they'll look exactly the same as the Xbox One.
Like,
you know, I keep saying that. Like, what's the differences with these controllers? Because that's again something that I will say with Sony. Like with their PS5 controllers, fantastic, really good, solidly built controller. Does lots of things that no controllers have done before. Whereas this Xbox controllers, they're just
meh.
It's just the same nonsense.
No.
But yeah, this thing is very, 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 like, what's the point? I can do all the Game Pass stuff on my like, if I want to play digital, I can do it on my PC. So that's where I personally will always stay now in terms of Xbox.
Like, I suppose, like, when it comes to like this and PC, like, to get a PC that could run these games, you're still spending the bones of $1,000, like about 700 quid for a decent PC, so it is still cheaper. That being said, though, a 700 quid PC is fairly future proof, like, or I'll say fairly, but it's got a few generations in it, because I only upgraded my PC there recently enough, and that was back in fucking PlayStation 3 days, like, and it was still running games up until fucking now. And even then, the upgrade that I got, it's not even a massive upgrade. Like, it's not. I'm still in the 10 range, the GT, the 1000s.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. So, I don't know if this is getting us more kind of ready for... Because I was thinking, because it's very small. And then I was thinking there, were you talking about
glad
streaming?
That smallness impresses you, Graham.
It does. I'm very used to handling small things. Small black things especially. But we're not getting banned for that. No, my thinking was there, like, I'm just reading through the article, is it like a streaming console? But no, it's not. It's a fully fledged console.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't personally see the benefit of this. Little Timmy will probably want this for Christmas, you know, and that's fine. But
Timmy's still wanting a Switch, like.
Well, he probably will. He won the new Switch.
You want to play
but I don't know. It just seems
Kombat.
A bit naff. I'm just a bit like, okay.
But more Nintendo news recently, you know, Microsoft and the FTC, the Fair Trade Commissions, were engaged in some court activity, and a new document was released that basically showed that Xbox were thinking about acquiring or starting to acquire Nintendo when they were buying over. They were trying to get Warner Brothers games and Nintendo. So that's
How'd that work out?
That's the big fucking thing. Like they're basically trying to buy Nintendo. I think they were meant to offer them like 8 billion, or the plan was to offer them 8 billion. Like Phil Spencer, when they were talking about getting Warner Brothers games, but they couldn't because of licensing rights, because obviously Warner Brothers have got Batman and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then there were apparently Phil Spencer and a guy called Takashi, I think was his name. Basically, there's an email between the two, basically saying that Nintendo is the prime asset, but because they went through this whole FTC shit with the Activision acquisition, like that's kind of fucked it on there. But could you imagine if Microsoft bought Nintendo?
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
They're two different companies with two very different outlooks. You know, it's, you know, like I said, your Nintendo's about wanting decent games, and Xbox is just, or Microsoft is just...
Meh.
I don't know
it's
what
fucking hard to say because it's Starfield that's came out now. But like, Starfield's no making up for years of kind of mediocrity.
No.
But like, it seems to be like they're just trying to acquire like groups that have got IPs that they can, you know, make theirs, like make exclusive.
But they're not really capitalizing on it. You know, they get these companies then, and then they just like, yeah, cool. Like I said, with the whole Bethesda thing, you know, they got Starfield out there, great, but
that's the only big thing they've done.
It's not really doing a lot. And what's next after that? Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, again, it just seems like they keep. It's like they've made the money to be able to go about now and go, yeah, actually, do you know what? Like, we can do something with this, and then they acquire these studios, and then they're like,
nothing
we did
happens.
it. Now what?
Now what? Oh shit! Confusion. Now they've all left. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, what happens now?
Well, I think even Doom is like on their exclusives list now. Like the company they bought, who made Doom.
What, id Software?
No, it's not id anymore. It's fucking, I can't remember what it is.
Oh, that one, right? Yeah.
That one. You know, the thing with the people in the building who make the things for the people.
The building
on the telly boxes. You know,
I know exactly what you're on about.
You know what I mean. That's why I love you.
I do. Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting because it's one of the big three trying to buy one of the other big threes. But for it to be Nintendo, like at the end of the day, like I would never see. I could never, like, I'd say Nintendo would have to be in absolute dire fucking straits to sell the company, and having out of the top 3 best-selling consoles, Nintendo's 2 of them. And like, I think he even makes a quip, I've lost it now, but he basically says something about Nintendo's future being in hardware, and it's like, doubt it. And then
I know, right?
But I just thought it was interesting. Like, it's obviously a grand fucking idea. Like, imagine a company come along saying, like, or imagine like Tencent, the Chinese gaming company, were like, we're going to buy Sony.
Yeah, it's just. But do you know what? And if eventually down the line that happens, right? That's okay. But like, if you're gonna do it, have some fucking gusto behind you and actually do it with an intent of actually providing something out of it. Because you're buying these studios, and like I said, you're not seeing anything yet. And it may be early in the life cycle of being able to say that, really, because, like, you know, these games take years and years to develop. But they haven't even hinted or alluded to anything that this could actually, you know, we're buying this because we want to capitalize on whatever. You know, they're just kind of going, we own them now.
They say we've got these IPs, and we're just going to keep them on the shelf. They're ours now. They're mine. I'll do what I want with them. My name's Phil, and they're mine.
That's right. We know you're watching, Microsoft. We know you're watching.
Sort your fucking selves out. It'd actually be funny if Nintendo turned around and be like, actually, you know what? We'll buy you.
Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Bill Gates and fucking I can't remember what the president of Nintendo's name is. But they do have to go. He did.
I don't know. You're the Nintendo.
I know, but their names are hard to remember.
Yeah, to be fair.
Like, it's no Phil Spencer. That's
that's easy.
Common as muck. They're all like fucking Tageshi Umugandu, fucking bye.
Oh god. Okay.
Well, it's like I said, I can't speak that language, and I can barely speak English. So You know, didn't comment me.
You got a
there's
point.
There's chocolate on my fucking thing over there. I don't know how the fuck that got over there because it's miles away from where I would eat.
Around you.
I don't know how the fuck I got chocolate over there. Oh man,
when did we get ice cream? So what's up next then? So video game actors.
So be careful when you're saying SAG-AFTRA, by the way. Say it slowly. SAG-AFTRA. Say it slowly.
I'm glad you said it. Glad you said it.
Just say it slowly, because you might say something wrong. Just be careful.
Video game actors strike looking more possible. Bargaining talks apparently going nowhere. So SAG-AFTRA,
good man.
There you go. The world's largest labor union representing performers and broadcasters is asking members to vote for the organization right to call a strike if necessary. So this is just basically saying that they're not getting enough money. They're not doing it right. They're
not doing it right.
They're not doing it right. Great.
I think the whole SAG-AFTRA thing, like the original strike that happened started a couple months ago, is all due to AI, because a lot of companies are using AI to write stuff. I know there's that fucking, I can't remember what the program's called now, but
GPT.
No, but like there's one where you can actually like sample somebody's voice for like 5 minutes, and then you can just make them say anything they want. Like ChatGPT is also a big thing. All this AI. Like fucking script writing and stuff like that. I think there's kind of a threat there. But back in 2016, 17, I think it was.
Yeah.
I've got it written there somewhere. The video game voice actors actually went on strike because they're all part of the same SAG-AFTRA group. And then basically after 11 months, they did start striking deals and stuff like that. And there was another strike at the start of the year. I can't remember what that was. Only vaguely kind of went past that.
Yeah,
but the SAG-AFTRA is like the world's biggest one, like you said. Like,
yeah, it's just all. Yeah, I mean, this was inevitable that this was gonna start being a thing. I think I'm not shocked by hearing this. Do you know what I mean? The AI is sort of doing a lot of the legwork these days, and like you said, it's so accessible. I mean, me and you could literally get like a famous voice type dealio and do some AI to say whatever we wanted. Do you know what I mean? And
let's interview somebody random next week.
When you're in the industry, and they've got money galore, it's easy enough to crack on with. Do you know what I mean? So,
like even though like
a lot of people,
there's like Bruce Willis, for example. You know how he's sick now with some kind of neurodegenerative disease. Like he's just sold his likeness to a company who are going to be putting him in movies and video games and stuff like that, and it is all. Excuse me, it is all AI generated stuff. Like,
yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, I'm just trying to think. It was the new Indiana Jones movie as well. They did some de-aging process in that, and what's that?
Did that have writers? The fucking Dial of Destiny.
It's pretty awful. I will say it's a pretty awful movie. I did try and endure watching it, but I will say the de-aging process and all that kind of stuff did look very convincing. So you've got that with, you know, these sort of AI voice programs, and you mix them together, and actors are not necessarily going to need to be doing half as much. So therefore, the pay will probably represent that. It's another hit for the industry, the way I look at it. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, people are going to get more and more disheartened and not want to take it on. Or, you know, if they do take it on, it's going to be very little work for them. So the incentive to be an actor, to go out and do voice acting and work for all these companies is going to be, you know, limited.
I don't know.
So
it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, especially if the video game voice actors get involved, because then that's fucking almost doubled the fucking support. Because like there's a lot of actors out now, and it all seems to be like writers and broadcasters and stuff who are feeling the brunt of this strike now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that would impact the video game. On the video game industry now, I'd say would be closer to just using. They've already got all the face scans and all the models, so I'd say they didn't really need. So I'd say that'd be the one closest to, you know, just starting to AI generate everything.
I completely agree. Well, it sounds like they're in negotiations right now. Anyway, there's some companies like Activision and Disney and Electronic Arts, Epic Games. There's quite a few big names on there that are kind of in talks at the moment. So
Be interesting to see where it goes. Anyway, last week. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. But anyway, last week, I think the day after we recorded, there was a Nintendo Direct, and then I think at the weekend there was a State of Play.
Yeah, it was a couple of hours later.
Oh, was it the same day? Was it?
It was the same day. Yeah, it was. I think it was the Friday. I want to say.
Aye, because Nintendo dropped theirs, and then Sony were like, "Oh fuck, we've got one as well." Remember,
it literally felt like that. It felt like, oh, Nintendo. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a Direct tomorrow, and Sony went, "Oh shit."
Oh shit! So
right, lads, grab some games quick.
So, I think overall both of them were kind of meh. Like there was nothing really that got me overly excited. There's a couple of things that piqued my interest, and a couple of things I'm looking forward to seeing more of. But overall, I think both were kind of meh. Again, like I said before,
you want to play Foam Stars. Admit it. You just want to play Foam Stars.
Wait till we get to place. Oh my fucking god! There's a game called Baby Steps that looks amazing.
Oh, let's do Nintendo first, right. And then we'll get into that.
So the last time we done one of these, we went through every game. I never done that this time. I just wrote down the games that I'm looking forward to. So the Nintendo Direct was the better part in an hour, I think, if I remember right. It was like 45 minutes.
Well, my son has currently watched that over and over and over on YouTube about several times. I can confirm it's about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, was it? Felt like it was fucking 2 hours.
Oh, honestly, like I've watched it so many times. But yeah, go on.
So the first thing was Super Mario RPG. I am very much looking forward to this because I did like the original on SNES. So this is going to be a good one.
Literally, that game, sorry to interrupt, but that game is the reason why I'm going to dust off my Switch and get playing again, because I am hyped for that
game. What was I saying? I think for this Switch, or for this Nintendo, why do I keep saying fucking Switch, man? Jesus Christ. For this Direct, it was 90% the first party stuff that piqued my interest. There was very few kind of offshoots. Like there was a lot of kind of weeby stuff that I was like, meh. Kind of be arsed with that. But like Super Mario RPG was one of them. Looked fucking amazing. I can't wait to see more on that. That will probably be a day one purchase. Princess Peach Showtime has got me kind of wait to see more gameplay, but just now it kind of looks like another version of like WarioWare. Like it just kind of looked like there are loads of wee games, or like each individual level. It doesn't look like a Mario game. It looks like a kind of WarioWare game. We have to like frost fucking cakes, and then you play detective, and then somebody stole all the sweets. You know, kind of shit like that. Like it just doesn't.
Don't lie, you can't wait to frost them cakes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be frosting my fucking Switch all over the place when I get that game.
Oh yeah.
But Tomb Raider Remastered.
Oh, now you're
very exciting. Like, very exciting. It's funny because like, we were talking about that the other day. We were saying like, or a couple of weeks ago, we were saying like, it'd be amazing if Tomb Raider got remade, and then. They must say, told you they were watching.
They were watching the DRT show. That's right.
See, that's where they got the good ideas.
Right. Can I just say, honestly, that was a big one for me, and I was like, holy crap. No joke, after this I went back and I actually have all the games on Steam and whatever, but I went back and played the anniversary game that came out. That was out on PS2 and PSP and all that. I was playing that. It was so good. So good, and it got me hyped a little bit more. And they've redone the graphics, which needed to be done. But what I liked was you could switch between the two. I like it when older games do that, where it's like you can play with the original graphics, or you can play with the fancy new graphics. I like that.
I wonder which one the Switch is going to struggle with the most. Imagine it renders the new one perfectly, and then it tries to cut to the blocky one, and your fucking Switch starts like heating up.
Yeah, I will say though, they didn't announce this in the PlayStation thing, but it is coming out on PlayStation, and that's probably where I will actually play it, to be honest with you. So
I meant to say that. Well, again, it depends how much it is, because people are already fucking shitting the bed over the Metal Gear Masters Collection.
So this game comes out on Valentine's Day, so I'm pretty certain both me and my wife are gonna buy each other the game. So I'll buy it for her for Switch, because she plays more Switch than PlayStation, and I'll probably buy it. She'll probably buy it for me for PlayStation. So
I thought you were saying you were going to sit next to your loved one and play it.
No, don't be silly.
Pass the Switch back and forth.
Who does that?
I know. We'll play the same game on different consoles in different rooms.
Absolutely.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, you're my world.
After that, though, Contra Operation Galuga, which is basically a remake. You know what about that?
Nah.
Oh my god, it's a remake of the original Contra. Where you're like online 4-player. You're a fucking heathen. Get back under your rock. Luigi's Mansion 2.
I'll buy it and play it with you if you grab it. But
if it comes with physical and it's like 25 quid, 30 quid.
Oh, the story all changes when you start thinking about if it's coming out physical. You're like, oh, you heathen. Oh, but I won't buy it unless it's physical. And I'm with you on that.
No, but like, I'm interested in the game. It'll be one of these games that I'll put in, if it's not coming out physically, it'll be in my wish list for about 7 months.
10 years.
And then I'll get that message saying a game you're watching is on fucking offer. And then I'll go on and I'll be like $19.99 down to $7.99. And I'll be like, I guess I'll buy it now. That's what it'll be if it's that. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I like Luigi's Mansion 2 in the 3DS. However, I didn't really play it because I wasn't really into my 3DS at the time, and I wasn't really into the whole kind of business.
3DS.
Oh god, that's sorry.
It's a whole thing. I tried modding my 3DS, and let's not go into that.
No, Daddy Graham wants to come over and hack it for you.
Yeah, Daddy Graham's coming over and sorting it out for me. He's gonna sort it out.
Well, I did like Luigi's Mansion 2 on the DS, the 3DS. However, I wasn't really big into, like, even my Switch. I'm no one to just kind of sit and play it. Like, I have to be like I'm playing a console. I prefer to be sat somewhere playing it, and I never did with the Switch. Sorry, the fucking 3DS. My brain's all over the fucking place today.
No, it's okay. You're right though. Yeah, no, I do prefer playing Switch, not handheld. I will play it handheld, but it's very rare, I guess. Dusted off.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. Even mine's is like there. Mine's is like there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But like, I prefer playing it through the PC, and the one downstairs, the dock's plugged in downstairs, so I'm literally just taking it from here, going downstairs, and then back up again.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't really take it. I don't know, I still feel comfortable with taking these things out and about. Like, if I got a Steam Deck, I would still only play it in the house. I'd be too fucking scared to take it out.
So, just quickly, I'm not going to go off on a tangent about it. I will say I completely with you on that, because like, we're going to Portland very, very soon, and I am absolutely no way taking my Steam Deck with me, because if that breaks, I will cry.
That's actually something I was going to say that we should or look into or get some kind of feedback on, or, you know, what's the term, involvement in, is which handheld console, whatever, we take over with us. Like, are we going to take Game Boy? We're going to take 3DS, PS Vita.
I know exactly what
Switch.
I'm taking.
Your Mii Mini?
My Mii
That's
Mini.
born as expected though. Aye, take another one. Since that's
No. I've already got enough electronics. Like, I need to buy a second power bank as it is to be able to charge.
Oh fuck, I am buying one
things.
as well. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh well, forget that then. That was my idea. Like, but well, she just ruined it. Then.
Well, no. I mean, that's a video we can definitely do and talk about. And no, that's something that I 100% think we should do. But what I will say is that no, that was the purpose of me buying the Mii Mini. That was the whole thing behind it.
You didn't buy your Mii Mini. Your lovely wife bought for you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know. I keep getting told off about that. She's like, I bought that for you. And I was like, oh, all right.
They've 1,400 views that video's got. It's because of your wife.
That's right. I know. She's a very supportive woman.
She is.
So
after
that's the whole point of it. So yeah.
After the 2D debacle, after the 2DS debacle, the Nintendo Museum was announced, which is another reason to go to Japan, I think.
Well, I'm already looking into it, to be truthfully honest with you. I was looking at flights and all sorts of stuff, and then like hotels, and I've already kind of started pricing it up. We'll discuss the details afterwards. But,
when we start talking about, like, we only got Portland booked, and I'm like, let's go to Japan in 2024.
2025.
Oh, it's
2024.
Oh, okay. 2025, so.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
It gives us more time to save anyway, so. Yeah.
Aye, because flights are about fucking $2,000 in themselves. But, just imagine the shit that's going to be on display. Jeez, what the fuck is that?
I honestly, like, I mean, I've done the Nintendo store in New York, and they've got like a little mini museum upstairs where they got all Game Boys, they got all the DSs, GameCubes, you name it. It's like a little cool museum in there. They have like amiibos and giant Link statues and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, this got me excited. And my little man turned around to me and was like, "Can we go?" And I just looked him dead in the eye. Was like,
Okay. You're fucking damn right.
It's like you're asking, and it was already decided. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Like, just imagine like all the dev kits and all the stuff they're going to have. There's probably going to be. Imagine being the guy who got to go into the storerooms and start pulling out all this stuff, and be like, "Oh, remember this?" Because remember there was the whole fucking PlayStation SNES thing.
That's going to probably be there.
That's going to be there.
Probably going to be.
Imagine if it was fucking playable. Holy fuck! Like even like the 64DD, and like I know they're fairly commonplace. You know, you can still get them. Like, but like having like all that stuff out on display. Imagine being able to play it. Imagine look at it. Imagine you can even touch it.
I mean, you're just gonna nerd out hard. I very much doubt they allow you to play something that old and that but it still would be cool to see. So yeah, no, 100%. I'm all about that, and it looked really cool. And it's like, March 2024, and I'm like, sweet, that works.
Sweet, it'll be open 6 months by the time we get there.
Oh, 100%.
Well, be a year.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd be a bit more than that, but either way, it's doable. It's very doable. So yeah, we'll have to look into that. But I enjoyed that. Yeah.
In the last couple of episodes as well, I was alluding to F-Zero getting remade or re-released on Switch, and I was technically right. I was kind of right. F-Zero 99, which is again a battle royale game based on the SNES F-Zero. It's decent. I've played it. It's all right. It's it's.
I saw a lot of people like pumping on this, but to be truthfully honest with you, it looks all right. But no, it's not the it's not the one we wanted.
It's not the biggie money. The reason I got excited for this is because hopefully this is like an indicator that F-Zero is on the radar. Because after they announced this, they basically announced the final Mario Kart booster course or booster pass course pack thing. So I'm hoping the Switch 1 was the Mario Kart console, and then Switch 2 they're going to go F-Zero. Highly unlikely, but
I mean, well, is it though? I mean, again,
how much money they make off Mario Kart? Fuck me, like did.
They sometimes pull it out of the bag. There was a few other games that were announced though during that little thing as well that looked alright. Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown looked alright.
Yeah.
That was something that was good. My little man lost. The reason why he's wanted to watch the whole thing again and again and again is because he's excited for the expansion pass for Splatoon 3.
Oh, yeah, right off.
Yeah. So he's super duper excited for that. But yeah. Very good. And Dave the Diver got announced as well. I don't know if
I must have missed that one. Dave the Diver, no.
Dave the Diver. It's a very basic looking game, but it looks like a bit of fun. It does look like a bit of fun. I've seen I've actually seen some gameplay of it already, someone actually playing it. But yeah, and Horizon Chase Turbo 2. You missed that one out.
Oh, why?
That game.
I only read doing games I was kind of interested in.
Well, that game I'm interested in, so I'm going to bring it up. But yeah, no, that's the arcade racer game that's very much like a spiritual successor, if you like, to the Outrun games. They're very cool, very fun, very colourful, very simple. Love it. Yeah, so there you go. And then
that was really late for me, to be honest. I'm Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. I wasn't overly fussed with that, but excited about that. Anyway, James, what are you talking about?
I mean, I've held this in for long enough. So Sony did their thing, and oh my god, right? So it started off with the game you were referring to earlier, Baby Steps game. To be honest with you, I get the market. I get that people are into that sort of stuff, the physics-based mechanics game, all that kind of stuff. I get that, but it just made me laugh that literally from the start, it was like. Started F-bomb and everything. It was like,
I know that as well. Just fucking hook. Just
like,
fucking hook.
Shit, PlayStation. What are you doing? To be honest with you, that's not my sort of game. I wasn't really that bothered, but you know,
it looks like Goat Simulator. Like, you know, you play Goat Simulator because you just didn't want to think about a game. That looks like that kind of game. It looked funny. But again, it might be funny for 10 minutes and then it wears off. If it's like a full like 40-hour campaign like that, then probably not. Wouldn't be bored. I'm going to imagine it's got some fancy fucking haptics for it, for you to control control.
I would hope so. I mean, you've got that system for that reason. You know, it's got all the fancy stuff in it. But yeah,
Like
I said, it didn't do anything for me personally, but I get the market is out there for it. So, you know, happy days for you guys. Then I nearly went out and bought a PlayStation VR because they did you see the gameplay for Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord?
I did. I was because before that they announced Roblox, and then it looked like a Roblox game. Like it didn't.
Okay.
It looked. I am delighted there's a Ghostbusters VR game. If they went down the more kind of serious route, then I probably would have been more into it. But it just looked kind of cartoony. Like it just, I don't
honestly,
know.
I
legit didn't get me like.
Saw that, got really excited, and then started like looking up how much PlayStation VR 2 cost because I was like, I want to play this so bad. And then I realized it costs as much as a PS5, and I was like, well, goodbye then. I haven't got that sort of money. So yeah, unfortunately that made me a bit sad. They did announce some new Avatar game, and to be honest with you, that visually looked amazing, but I can't really say
it looked amazing, but fuck me, the game looked horrendous. It's just this typical like, I'll get to the end, but like it just seemed to be just like this fucking cookie cutter fucking game in Avatar skin. It was like, oh, you have the mark of the thing, you are the special one. I'm the special one. Yes, you're the special one. You're going to save us all. And it's just like, aye, okay.
Yeah. They also announced some new faceplates for the PS5 and some new controllers. That was like, meh. None of them really tickled my pickle.
Yeah.
But then something that got me really excited was Capcom announced the Separate Ways DLC. Which I am quite excited about.
You skipped over
I have not
RE4 VR. You know, what about that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I was going to say, because you're talking about VR, and you skipped, and then
I skipped that. No, I was just.
I was more excited for that VR.
DLC.
That looked a little better, but the Separate Ways DLC.
Yeah, I have not played the original, so I've not played this DLC. I've not played the extra bit of it, but I'm probably going to check this out. It looks good. It looked really good, so got me a bit. Then they were just showing off a bit more Spider-Man gameplay, which again, I just can't wait for this game to come out. We're really close to getting it now as well, which is cool. So this is like Sony's big game of the year, really. You know, that and Final Fantasy 16 were the big boys for this year. So I'm excited to see that. And you know, there's been a bit of controversy around that because some of the stuff they showed looked like copy and pastes of the buildings. That was a bit of a thing.
Like
that upset a lot of people.
What else would it be? It's the same city. So would it not just be the same stuff?
They've expanded the city from the original game as well. There's an entire other borough. So they've done Brooklyn and I can't remember the other borough that they did, but maybe Queens. But either way, they've added that on, so that looks really cool. So there's more to explore. The real question is when this game comes out, I'm 100% going to try and find the Ghostbusters Firehouse because that was actually in the original.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. You can go to the 8 hooks and ladders. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Like I like the look of the Venom suit gameplay. This wouldn't be a game that would make me go out and get a PS5 by any means, because I didn't play Spider-Man and I didn't play Spider-Man Miles Morales. It looks nice, but it wouldn't be like, oh fuck, I need a PlayStation 5 for this. Like there's nothing that's really been announced here that's a pull for me to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. They showed off a couple of other games. What's that, sorry?
Afterbirth did look very good though.
Yeah. There's a couple of other games that they showed off. They showed off Foam Stars, which oh god. Honestly,
That's gonna be Portland, baby.
I feel it is going to be in Portland, baby. Kenzie's room. Let's go. Anyway, so this Foam Stars game is like, it's like Dave from the B team got told, right, Splatoon's doing really well. Come on, make a game. And he's gone. All right then. So we'll just have some stuff, and we'll have foam.
They've got paint.
We'll just make it colourful, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Who's really going to be playing this? I feel bad about it. Like, you know, it's just ugh. Yeah.
Overall, there was one game that you've not mentioned that I am fucking highly shocked at, because even I was watching this.
I haven't finished yet.
Oh, you've not finished yet? All right.
I've not finished yet.
You're jumping all over the place. You need to. You're not being going in order.
I'm not going in order.
And that's what I'm saying.
Come on now.
That's why you got me confused.
You know me better than
because you went to Avatar, to Spider-Man, which is at the end, and then you went to Final Fantasy.
There's one at the end that I'm saving for the end.
So Spider-Man was the last thing, because they were talking about the suits.
Tales of Arise has got an expansion coming out, which is great. That game is the weeb game probably to you.
You're probably going to be surprised if I've actually got that on my list. I was actually watching this and I was like, "Fuck, this looks fucking good." So I'm
Shut the front door.
I am actually possibly.
That shocks me. It does look amazing, and I am hyped. They also showed off this Helldivers. I couldn't care less about this game.
Oh man, I thought it looked fucking amazing. Because the reason I say that is because apparently the next Gears of War is going to be open world, and I'd say it's going to be similar to how this is. I don't know what my hand was all about there, but like I'd say this is what Gears of War 6 is going to be like.
Well, we need to finish off the Gears of War series, and I don't know how many times I got to say it before we start playing it again. But yeah,
I've already done it. We're just waiting for you to catch
up. Please. Anyway, so I personally couldn't give two hoots about that, but hey, if that's something you're into, and then I lost my freaking mind because they finally showed off Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and they showed off a lot more to the story. They showed off literally I had to watch it, instantly go back, watch it again, instantly went back. I watched it literally back to back about 7 times, just as like, oh my god. They showed off Kate Sith, they showed off Cosmo Canyon, they showed off
Vince. I love that they gave Kate Sith the Scottish accent as well. Oh, amazing.
Well, he is Scottish.
I know why, but just, they might have, there's all this ginger erasure that's happening now, like, so I thought they would probably change him.
No.
He'd be the one character to get changed.
Yeah.
And it showed Vincent as well.
Represented.
Vince, that's his name,
Vincent.
Fucking right. Vince, that's what I said. Even though it was kind of like, who disturbed my slumber? Or like, Dracula.
So there was, that bit literally gave me chills. I legit lost my mind. I was like, oh my god. Like, Vincent, yes. Yeah. I honestly went ballistic at that bit, because that bit in the original game is so missable. Like, you can literally complete the game without even knowing Vincent's the thing. And it's just like, oh my god. Oh my god, I saw that. I was just like, yes. There was
very little Aerith in it, though.
Well, I mean, I have some theories about this game. I'm not going to go deep into that now, but I will say I think this game is going to be a very interesting one for sure, because I think, well, they're doing this as a trilogy, okay? So this is part 2. The first one is remake, so they kind of like, the story started out, it kind of followed a little bit, and then, spoilers alert, it kind of goes and changes it all up. Rebirth, I think, is the telling of the two worlds are merging together, because we see Zack. He's very much alive. He brings Cloud into the thing of the town of Calm.
The thing.
But yeah, no, there's some things that are going to go down in this that are probably going to upset the OG diehard fans. But yeah, I think they're going to lead into something completely different. I think Aerith and Zack, 2 characters that died in the original, they're very much alive in this game, and I feel like the third game is going to be very much about those 2.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but Zack was dead before Final Fantasy started. Like
that's correct.
Their thing, like Zack and Aerith's thing, was more in Crisis Core. I'm right in thinking
you're exactly right. Yeah, no, in Crisis Core, it was more about Zack and Aerith and their thing. Clyde was just a little sort of part along the side, then obviously Zack dies. And
can I just say, the ending of Crisis Core is fucking amazing. Like, honestly, I'd my save for the fucking final boss in the Just the end cutscene is amazing. The music that plays is unfucking believable. And I was like, fuck it, it was like 10 minutes for a PSP game. Like, that was fucking good. Like, I loved it.
It's the best game on PSP. And do you know what? It never gets any easier watching the end of that game. I still fall a little bit. I always I don't know what it is. I get so emotionally invested in that, and then like by the end of the game, I'm literally like, so sad.
You know what's funny? Because I can actually remember when I go on PSP, and I was actually sit in the changing cupboard in the hotel that I used to work in, because it's the only place I could lock the door. And I remember sitting playing it, and then I got to the final cutscene, and I was just sitting watching it, and people were fucking trying to find me. They're trying to look for me because I was meant to be working. Like, where's Graham? Where the fuck is he? My pager's gone fucking mental. I was sitting here fucking watching this, like.
Oh man, honestly, there is so much that breaks my heart about that game. But yeah, the rumor mill for this game though has gone bananas. Why? Because like everyone's like, what's gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? And you could literally do a full-on hour podcast just on that alone.
Oh yeah.
Because some of the theories that are going out now are a bit nuts. But I have been very excited to see this. A lot of the stuff that they showed for this as well is kind of in line with the second disc of the original Final Fantasy, like the places they go and the things that they do.
Oh yeah.
They showed off. Oh my god, the mini games. The mini games.
Oh yeah.
Immense. The Chocobo racing. They did the little fighting thing from the Golden Saucer. It just it looked amazing. It looked so good. They didn't show off the fucking snowboarding though. I want to know if that's a thing.
Oh fuck.
I hope so, but I don't know.
It's been so fucking fancy. But they showed off a lot of the kind of summons as well. They showed off a lot of them. Like, I can't fucking wait to see their Knights of the Round.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say. They didn't show Knights of the Round. They didn't even indicate to it.
That's an end game thing. Like,
it is, but they didn't show, or at least allude. There was one summon that looked kind of a bit like Knights of the Round, and at the time I was like, no way. But no, it wasn't.
I'd say they're probably still working on that animation, because even on the PS1, it took like 3 minutes for the fucking FMV to play while you're summoning them. So I'd say on this is going to be fucking massive. Like,
anyone watching that hasn't seen the summons for Knights of the Round, just go Google that, go YouTube it, watch it. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things. Like, you know, they didn't really show too much Chocobo breeding or anything like that, but they did show the Chocobo.
I hope they've got rid of that or made it easy in some way, because I remember watching I never done this. My brother done this. Like, he was the one who fucking sat and fucking mated Chocobos for about 80 fucking days to try and get this fucking golden Chocobo. Birth one, like race one, go back, mate it, go back, bang it, go back, race it, like ages and ages and ages.
I hope it's still in there. I could.
I hope it's there in some capacity, but I hope it's not as arduous as that. I hope it's like, find the black one, find the yellow one, go and find the stain, then, you know, have them do their business while they listen to Barry White, then sorted golden Chocobo.
Absolutely. So one of the things you're saying about that though, about time and all that kind of stuff, is this game is going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely massive. They've announced that it's coming out on February 29th on 2 Blu-ray discs. 2 Blu-ray discs. Like that's ridiculous. But I'm also all for it. You know? I'm all about that.
Do you think is it going to be over 2 discs, as in like how Final Fantasy was? It was part 1 or part 2, or do you think 1 disc is going to be like, you know, how they had like the install discs for PS4 games?
They've alluded to this being a 2-disc game.
No, but
and I can believe
think
it.
1 disc is going to be like all the fucking sprites and all the artwork and everything, like all the bits like that? Because mine, like Last of Us 2 and fucking Red Dead 2 and all that, you got the install disc and then the gameplay disc. Is one going to be, do you think?
You did with the original Final Fantasy.
Oh, did you?
But no. Yeah. But what they're saying here is that no, this is 2 separate discs.
So you're going to get to the end of the one, it's going to be like putting disc 2.
I hope so. I hope they've just remastered the little graphic for it. I don't want anything fancy. Just a little thing with the sword, and it just says, "Please insert disc 2."
I actually think out in Nintendo and PlayStation, I think PlayStation 1 just based on Final Fantasy. And I'm not just saying that, but based on how made excited you are and how made excited I am for Afterbirth, I think Sony's Afterbirth.
Rebirth.
Afterbirth. What's the difference? No. Okay.
So yeah,
I just wanted to make that joke.
So yeah, there is some absolutely amazing stuff here, and I just think this is gonna very much spin it on its head like the original remake did, because it all seemed pretty linear and all kind of the same, like retold slightly different but kind of the same, until like the last hour or two of the game, and then all of a sudden it was like, haha, we got you.
Do you think they're going to talk about fucking what's his face? I can't remember what his name is, but there was Zack Sephiroth and that third guy who was the antagonist for Crisis Core. Do you mind who I'm talking about? The guy in the red.
Oh, Genesis.
Is Genesis? I wonder if he'll make an appearance. Just because we're talking about timelines and stuff, I wonder if he'll be.
Well, I mean, they again, this is where the rumor mill kicks in. There's lots of theories around Genesis being in this game. I mean, I wouldn't even like to say. There's so much in the air, and like they showed a lot that kind of told us a little bit about the game, but they also left so much open-ended. And I honestly I don't know, because there was a guy in like the hooded mask. Not a hooded mask, a hooded
the robe
thing at the celebration. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but the celebration, and yeah, that guy. It was like, who is that? Who could that be? There's some theories floating around as to who it could be, but I couldn't work it out. I was like looking at it going, I don't know who that is, but. Oh my god, it's just going to be one of those games, and they're saying it's a 100-hour game, and I will put in as much more as I possibly can than 100 hours. I will play the daylights out of that. That's going to be a game that when it comes out in February, I'll still probably be playing that around summertime.
Oh,
and I will be religiously playing it because so good.
Are you going to replay? So are you going to replay Remake before it as well?
I just chuck on Remake now just to play whenever. I'm not really like, I'm gonna dedicate. I chuck it on for an hour here, chuck it on for an hour there, and just continue redoing.
No, but like when there's like a series of something good coming out, like say the new series Always Sunny, I would always go back and watch the last couple of seasons before it. Even if I'm on like season 2 in my rerun, like I would always go back to like 15, 16 to watch 17. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I probably will, to be truthfully honest with you. I've got it on Steam Deck, so I can definitely play it on there and just have a bit of replay it all through that. So I probably will, yeah.
I think there's like a double pack coming out as well, I don't know. Integrate and Rebirth.
Integrate in Crisis Core, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Crisis Core? Oh.
I think it was. I don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, no, there was some kind of double pack announced. I'm sure it was Crisis Core and Integrate.
Because maybe they brought Crisis Core as a kind of refresher to be like, remind who these people are.
Yeah.
Because like even if you didn't play it, people would still be like, oh, what's Crisis Core about? Then they would kind of find out the story. And
so don't forget, in Remake and even the original game, a lot of the characters are very missable that they're talking about in this one. So when it comes down to all that, Crisis Core is the way to go, because it's got the full story of who Zack is, what's he about, what's his story, how did Cloud somehow get involved with that. You also learn a lot about Cloud as a protagonist, like how he ended up being in the way. Do you know what I mean? It's all like outlaid in that game, and it is a fantastic game that everyone should go play.
But it's even Sephiroth's backstory is fucking like good in it, because like he starts off as like the kind of good guy, and he starts to kind of see his like demise as he goes on. Genesis is always a cunt for the whole thing. Yeah, like he's like the main bad guy, but you see, Sephiroth's like decline.
But they did kind of show off some of that stuff in the Rebirth trailer as well. They showed off a little bit of the backstory, because you obviously you can play alongside Sephiroth in Calm, and you play through that sort of sequence and that stuff in there as well. So again, it's it's very difficult to see the way they're going with this, because obviously things have changed, things haven't changed, and they're kind of mix matching it. But it's all about these two timelines. It's all about, two separate things, and by all accounts, they're going to collide, and we don't know how that's going to play out.
What you get is just going to be backwards and forwards, like, because as far as I remember, Final Fantasy, you've kind of learned more about how Cloud became who he is, and like Final Fantasy and Crisis Core. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that kind of time frame, but for like Zack's perspective. So like, I couldn't imagine there's going to be a lot that happens in Rebirth that's going to mess with the timeline they've set for Crisis Core, because of how fundamental it seems.
The thing.
I hope they don't go like the multiverse route, where it'd be like, if Zack didn't die, then this is what would happen.
That's exactly what they're doing, though. That is exactly what they're doing. This is a multiverse. This is where and this is what I'm saying. When it comes to the following game, I genuinely think that we're going to have some crazy wild stuff go on in this game, and the third game is going to be the sort of what would have happened if Aerith and Zack didn't die.
See, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Well, I'm not saying
like
that
when it comes on multiverse stuff,
know.
then it gets all fucking janky for me, like, and it starts getting lazy. Like if it goes through all that stuff in detail in the past, and then it's somehow what you did in the past can change things in the future, then all right, fair enough to some capacity. But like, we're just saying how good an ending Crisis Core is. Like, if they started fucking with that, then that invalidates all that. Like, if it's like, well, this is what happened if Zack lives. Like,
well, genuinely, I was expecting them to change up the ending. Like, I went through Crisis Core thinking, they're gonna totally mix this up at the end, and they're gonna bring, they're gonna say something about X, Y, Z, and no, that was literally Crisis Core on the PSP up-resed with better graphics and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know how they're going to do it, or even if that is what they're doing it. This is what I'm saying. It's all up in the air about how this is playing out. But they do show a lot of the sort of second game and all that kind of stuff. They didn't show anything like Temple of the Ancients or any of that kind of jazz. But there was so many scenes that are from the latter part of the Disc 2 of Final Fantasy OG. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But the fact that this is coming out on 2 discs...
I'm begging. Do you think it'll be PlayStation 5 exclusive, or do you think they'll sell it on PS4?
It's 100% going to be a PS5 exclusive, because, I mean, I'm not saying that they won't bring it out on PC, but I don't think the PS4 would be anywhere near able to handle the graphics and the content that this is going to be pumping out. This truly is next gen. I mean, the PS4 was kind of struggling. I mean, even now with my PS4 Pro, if I play Final Fantasy on that, it sounds like a jet engine. Take off.
My PS4 was going fucking mad with it.
Yeah, because again, it's all down to the graphics and all that kind of stuff. It's too much, too powerful to be able to run on there. I genuinely believe that. So yeah, much in the same way as like Ratchet and Clank, that was a PS5 exclusive, because the PS4 will not be able to do that. Whether this game is exclusive for 6 months or whatever, I don't know. They haven't alluded to it coming out on PC, I don't think. But again, PS5 is where I'll be.
I'd say it'll probably come out on PC similar to like Remake did the year or two before the third one comes out, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough Final Fantasy talk. Anything else you want to talk about, James?
Well, it's just that as for next week, we're probably still going to be talking about up-and-coming games, because this weekend coming up now is the Tokyo Game Show. Which is... I mean, this is where a lot of good games get announced, usually. So you've got Sega, Atlas, Level 5, I can never say this, Koei Tecmo, Capcom, and many more that'll be announcing their games. So this is going to be another busy weekend for announcements, and I am hyped. It's a big exhibition that they got going on over there, and I am probably going to be checking into a lot of it. They've started doing like esports and stuff there as well. Not that I'm really interested in that, but yeah, the announcements are going to be big for this weekend as well. So we'll probably have to cover that next week. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's a 4-day event. and yeah, it's gonna be huge. So yeah, no, I was gonna say next week, make sure you tune in and check out the show, because there's probably gonna be even more announcements and even bigger games. So yeah.
Tune in just to watch James weep the fuck out. It's going to be an hour of James talking at me.
I mean,
that's fine. Like, I'll still participate. Like, that's absolutely no bother.
No, I mean, like I said, I will be watching this over the weekend. I will definitely be checking it out, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of good stuff announced, ready for next year. So. Sure. But apart from that, no, that's it from my side. I'm done geeking over Final Fantasy VII anyway.
I know. I'm getting excited about Final Fantasy, to be honest. Not gonna lie.
I'm glad.
Like I said, if there's very few games, but if there is a game that's going to make me get a PlayStation 5, Final Fantasy is definitely like top 3. 100%. Like, I still don't think there's enough on PlayStation 5 yet to make me go, aye, that one. Because like a lot of one thing I was going to say is like a lot of the games that were announced just seemed kind of generic. Like even on Nintendo side, it was all the first party stuff that you're kind of expecting. Then this Sony stuff, apart from Final Fantasy and this Baby Steps thing, a lot of them, even like that Helldivers, I thought looked interesting. Just it was more based on the fact it was like a online co-op shooter that we could probably just fucking jump on and play. But even then, that was just a kind of samey alien shooter. Like, there wasn't very much innovation in the way that, I'm looking forward to that game for this, or this game looks interesting for that, or whatever.
Well, I mean, like I say, there's a lot of games that haven't been spoken about. Like with the whole Spider-Man thing, just one like little thing. It's like we literally, we did a video at the beginning of the year talking about games we're looking forward to and all the rest of it. And Spider-Man was on there, and at that time we knew nothing about this new Spider-Man other than Venom was going to be in it, and Miles Morales and Spider-Man were working together. So it doesn't surprise me that they've kind of like used this time now to really hone in on that and explore what this game is going to be. But yeah, no, I agree. It was kind of alright. And like I said, Mario RPG is probably going to be the reason I dust off my Switch. So yeah.
You mean you've not bought everybody 1-2 Switch yet?
No, not yet.
You call yourself a fucking
Nor would
gamer.
I probably ever, but yeah.
Shocking. Oh well, that's all for me as well. There's nothing else really to talk about. Everybody, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, mock James, so on and so forth. 3 weeks till Portland. And sure, we'll see you next week.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.